Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. Here we go. Deal done for the Brazilian midfielder to leave Newcastle and join Arsenal. Not a surprise. It's been very advanced at the final stages for some days. And now green light for Bruno to travel for medical test and contract signing as a new Arsenal player.
Hello and welcome back to Arsenal Updates, your home for the latest Arsenal news, transfer updates, breaking stories and everything happening around the Emirates Stadium. Today's news is absolutely massive. Arsenal have reportedly reached a full agreement to sign Brazilian midfield star Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle United in a deal worth £75 million after weeks of negotiations. Reports indicate that personal terms with the player had already been agreed since July, with the final agreement between the clubs now completed. If everything proceeds as expected, Bruno Guimaraes will become one of Mikel Arteta's biggest signings of the summer, and another statement of Arsenal's ambition to remain at the top of English football. Arsenal finally get their midfield general. For weeks, Arsenal supporters have been waiting for updates on this transfer saga. Negotiations between Arsenal and Newcastle were never expected to be straightforward because Newcastle considered Bruno one of their most important players. The Brazilian has been Newcastle's captain, a leader on and off the pitch, and one of the Premier League's most complete midfielders. Earlier offers from Arsenal were reportedly rejected before negotiations continued behind the scenes. Eventually, both clubs managed to reach common ground on a fee worth around £75 million, allowing the transfer to move forward. This is exactly the type of signing Arsenal fans have been hoping for. Personal terms already agreed. One of the biggest reasons this transfer progressed quickly during the final stages is because Bruno Guimaraes had reportedly agreed personal terms with Arsenal weeks ago. The midfielder was understood to be open to joining Mikel Arteta's project, leaving only the agreement between the two clubs to be finalised. Once Newcastle accepted Arsenal's improved offer, everything moved rapidly toward completion. Why Arteta wanted Bruno Mikel. Arteta has admired Bruno Guimaraes for a long time. The Brazilian brings qualities that are extremely difficult to find: outstanding passing range, excellent ball control under pressure, defensive aggression, leadership, Premier League experience, ability to score important goals, tactical intelligence. Bruno is capable of playing as a deep-lying midfielder, a box-to-box player, or even slightly further forward, depending on the tactical setup. His arrival gives Arsenal another elite option alongside Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard and the rest of the midfield. Arsenal's midfield becomes one of Europe's best. Imagine Arsenal lining up with David Raya in goal, a defence including William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori. Then a midfield featuring Declan Rice, Bruno Guimaraes, Martin Odegaard. That trio combines creativity, physicality, defensive strength and leadership. Rice protects the defence. Bruno controls possession and dictates the tempo. Odegaard creates chances and unlocks opposition defences. On paper, this could become one of the strongest midfield combinations in Europe. What Bruno brings. Bruno is not simply a defensive midfielder. He helps build attacks from deep. He can break opposition lines with accurate passes. He wins possession aggressively. He presses relentlessly. He remains calm under pressure. His leadership qualities have also been praised throughout his time at Newcastle. These are exactly the characteristics Arteta values. Newcastle lose their captain. For Newcastle supporters, this is undoubtedly a painful transfer. Bruno became one of the club's biggest heroes after arriving from Lyon. During his time there, he made nearly 200 appearances, scored important goals and helped Newcastle lift the League Cup, ending the club's long wait for major silverware. Replacing a player of his quality will not be easy. Reports suggest Newcastle have already started identifying potential replacements as they prepare for life without their captain. Arsenal send another statement. Winning trophies is never enough for ambitious clubs. Instead of standing still, Arsenal have continued strengthening their squad. Bruno Guimaraes adds experience, quality and depth to an already impressive team. This signing also sends a message to Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea and the rest of the Premier League that Arsenal intend to compete for every trophy again this season. Tactical flexibility. One major advantage of signing Bruno is flexibility. Arteta can now rotate his midfield depending on the opponent. Against stronger teams, Bruno and Rice can dominate defensively. Against defensive opponents, Bruno can dictate possession while Odegaard creates chances. This gives Arsenal many tactical options throughout a long campaign. Fans' social media exploded immediately after reports of the agreement emerged. Many Arsenal supporters described it as one of the club's biggest signings in years. Others praised the club for securing one of the Premier League's best midfielders without needing to adapt to English football. Excitement continues to build as fans wait for the official announcement. Medical next? The next expected step is the player's medical examination before contracts are signed and the official unveiling takes place. If everything goes according to plan, Bruno Guimaraes will soon be wearing the famous red and white shirt at the Emirates Stadium. Reports indicate Arsenal are planning for the medical process to take place shortly. What this means for Arsenal's season. Adding Bruno significantly strengthens Arsenal's chances in every competition. Premier League, UEFA Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Squad depth often decides championships, and Bruno provides another world-class option in midfield. His experience in high-pressure matches, combined with his technical ability and leadership, could prove invaluable throughout the campaign. How Bruno Guimaraes could transform Arsenal. If Arsenal eventually complete the signing of Bruno Guimaraes, it could be one of the most important additions of Mikel Arteta's era. The Brazilian has consistently proven himself as one of the Premier League's standout midfielders. His ability to dictate the tempo, recover possession, and launch attacks makes him an ideal fit for Arsenal's style of football. One of Arsenal's biggest strengths in recent seasons has been controlling possession, but there have also been matches where the midfield struggled under intense pressure. Bruno's composure on the ball could help solve that problem. He rarely panics, even when surrounded by opponents, and his passing allows his team to play through the press. His partnership with Declan Rice would be particularly exciting. Rice offers incredible defensive coverage and athleticism, while Bruno provides creativity from deeper positions. Together they could give Arsenal a midfield capable of competing with any team in Europe. Another important factor is experience. Bruno already understands the intensity of Premier League football. Unlike many overseas signings, he would not need months to adapt to the league. That could allow him to make an immediate impact if a move were completed. Leadership is another quality Arsenal admire. Throughout his career, Bruno has shown passion, determination, and a winning mentality. Those characteristics fit perfectly with the culture Arteta has been building at the club over the past few seasons. The arrival of a player of Bruno's quality would also increase competition within the squad. Healthy competition often raises performance levels, ensuring every player fights for a starting place. That depth becomes especially important during a long season filled with Premier League, Champions League, and domestic cup fixtures. Arsenal supporters would understandably be excited by the prospect of seeing Bruno link up with Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Declan Rice. On paper, it would create one of the strongest squads the club has assembled in years. Ultimately, whether the move happens or not, Arsenal's ambition in the transfer market shows they are determined to strengthen a squad that is already challenging for major honours. Supporters will now be watching closely for any official updates from the clubs involved. As always, stay tuned to Arsenal Trends for the latest Arsenal news, transfer updates, match previews, and post-match analysis. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking story. Until next time, thank you for watching and come on you Gunners!